A black and white mouse detective firing a Tommy gun to the beat of jazz? Sounds crazy, and it is, but it turns out that behind that completely absurd visual style lies something no one expected, a truly solid shooter. Today, we're dissecting Mouse, PI for Hire, unfiltered and with all the trimmings. This is the brutal and the ugly. Let's start with the brutal. The visual style is a work of art. There's no other way to begin. Fumi Games managed to incorporate 1930s rubber hose animation, that exaggerated, fluid cartoon style reminiscent of early Mickey Mouse, into a first-person shooter. The environments are three-dimensional, but all the characters and weapons are hand-drawn 2D sprites that always face you. The result is completely unique. Cuphead reigned supreme in this style for years, but Mouse enters the conversation unannounced. And on top of that, it's all in black and white, a decision that sounds risky but turns out to be a stroke of genius. The gameplay holds up beyond the style. What's surprising is that the game doesn't rely solely on its visual presentation to keep you hooked. The combat has a boomer shooter pace, fast, direct, with no health regeneration, but with alternate firing options, environmental attacks, and a movement system that lets you dance through the environments, eliminating enemies with real variety. There are levels that truly shine. A giant roulette wheel in a casino, a film set on Tinsel Avenue filled with traps you can use against enemies, and a secret lab within another secret lab. When the level design gets creative, Mouse really shines. The detective lives between missions. Between each mission, Jack Pepper returns to his hub, Dishonored style. You can talk to your contacts, pin clues to the investigation board in your office, and cross the street for a drink at the bar. And in that bar is a simple but addictive baseball card game that, according to several critics, became an obsession. The world of Mouseburg has a life of its own. Political corruption, social tensions, missing movie stars, all in the best 1940s hard-boiled style. The soundtrack is another character. Pure jazz, drum solos, frenzied saxophones during shootouts, and the option to activate scratched vinyl effects and gramophone filters to make everything sound like you're listening to it from a 78 RPM record. It's one of the most authentic and well-executed soundtracks of the year. Troy Baker as Jack Pepper. Yes, we know Baker is everywhere, but here he does a solid job bringing to life a war detective turned private investigator with all the layers of cynicism and weariness that noir demands. Let's continue with the ugly. The gameplay is competent, but not innovative. This is the most frequent criticism among those who reviewed the game. Behind the impressive presentation, the core gameplay is quite standard. Most levels are corridors connecting combat arenas with 2 or 3 enemies at a time. There's no frenetic action, no 100 things happening on screen simultaneously. It's adequate, it works well, but it doesn't move the needle. If you're expecting the next Doom Eternal, you'll feel like you're running out of gas. The mix between shooter and noir feels forced at times. The game wants to be a detective and a shooter, and it doesn't always manage to make those two parts work well together. The investigative elements, clues, NPCs, caseboard, feel more like narrative decoration than mechanics that actually matter. Some critics point out that this mix of noir storytelling and boomer shooter action ends up weakening both sides instead of strengthening. The bosses are functional, not memorable. Unlike Cuphead, which bombards you with bosses that demand total mastery, Mouse's boss fights are rather straightforward. They serve to break up the pace, there's some pattern recognition involved, but they don't really test the combat system's full potential, a missed opportunity. The social commentary feels recycled. The game clearly intends to make social commentary using mice and moles instead of humans. Racism, corruption, class inequality. The problem is that we've seen this trope countless times before. The story works on a character and atmospheric level, but the dialogue lacks the sharp wit of a Raymond Chandler, and the satire doesn't bring anything new to the genre. Some levels feel generic. Alongside the more creative missions, there are abandoned subway stations and urban areas that look like they were lifted straight from any old shooter without any real personality. The contrast with the best levels makes them feel even more mediocre. That was the brutal and the ugly of Mouse, PI for Hire. A visually stunning game this year, with breathtaking art direction, but whose gameplay doesn't always live up to that ambition. If you enjoy games with a unique character and don't mind that the core gameplay is more classic than revolutionary, this is a worthwhile purchase. If you're looking for a mind-blowing shooter with groundbreaking mechanics, you might be disappointed. If you found this video helpful, please like it. It really helps the channel. And if you want more videos like this, subscribe because there's much more to come. See you next time!